Walk-In. My name's Anna.
And my name is Renee.
And this is a podcast for, well, everyone. You can listen to it no matter what. But it's about the restaurant and service industry and all related industries. And, you know, that includes a lot of people. So welcome. We're very excited today. If you are in the restaurant bar service industry in Seattle, you probably will recognize this person's name. Hopefully you've had the pleasure of sitting at his bar. And we're very excited that you're here, Erik Hakkinen.
Hey,
welcome, Erik.
Thank you. Really appreciate you.
Yeah,
welcome. We know you're super busy because you have a tiny wee little one. So
He's
thank you.
Sleeping right now.
Okay, cool.
Score.
We were gonna ask you how you felt about taking shots while you were watching an infant. What's normally kind of the protocol for that?
It is almost 15 minutes after 3 p.m. and this is my first. So
okay.
I feel very good about it now.
Okay, good. Awesome.
Okay. We love
He's
it.
sleeping and there's 3 of us here, so
Nice.
somebody can be mildly compromised.
Perfect.
Perfect. Well, so normally we have a very, very important sponsor on Shots in the Walk-In. It is.
They don't know that they're a sponsor yet, but we're working on
still.
it. Yeah.
Unofficial.
Every time we mention and at them on social media, and I'm just gonna keep waving this bottle here, YouTube.
Yep.
We figure like eventually maybe they will just be kind of cornered into giving us a bottle of Evan Williams.
Yeah, totally.
Heaven Hill is a fine company.
Yeah. And then I'm doing silver tequila Fortaleza Blanco, so that's my go-to.
I have a story about him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've hung out with Guillermo before. He's Guillermo Souza Erickson. Yeah, but we'll get to that later. Remind me.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's exciting. All right.
What are you
what
shooting
do you have over there?
I have a bottle of Mezcal El Hogorio.
Oh yeah.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, this is good stuff. It's imported by a company that I started several years ago with my brother.
Oh cool.
That's locally based, and we're still bringing this stuff in. It's the best. So.
What's the company called?
The company's called Back Bar Project.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know Back Bar. Yes. If you've ever had like Jafar liqueurs or anything like that, that's what we started bringing in like probably 8 years ago.
Cool.
And, I have the good fortune to be just kind of a silent partner at this point. So
that's the best.
It is. It's nice.
Well, cheers to being a silent partner.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Oh yeah,
Delish.
like Evan Williams.
Every time. Weird.
Now I just have to hide this.
Oh no, yeah, couch, perfect.
There you
Love
go.
it.
Well, it's really nice to officially meet you. I've actually sat at your bar before, but it was back at ZigZag.
Oh yeah.
And I remember because the person I was with was friends with maybe your brother. I have a very weird memory, and so these like weird little pathways kind of like stick to me. So I just remembered that.
Was the person you were with were they a lawyer?
They were not a lawyer.
Okay.
They were actually a bartender. I don't know.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You don't have to name names, but can you name the place where they tended bar?
Rob Roy.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've known almost everybody who's come through there, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, whatever.
Good people.
It was a long time ago. Yeah, I love that place for sure. I know we've got a new on our list. We're gonna go and try to get a little fish hook in her for sure. I know she's the busiest lady in the world.
she's got a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
see
truth.
her, I swear, I feel like it's like once or twice a year I actually connect with her, but yeah.
Yep, she's a busy lady.
Doing well, yeah. I feel bad for them because of this, because of COVID. They have that the December, the Miracle on Second Avenue, which was so huge.
Yeah.
And I thought they were gonna everybody was gonna be reopened. We all thought we were gonna be reopened by now, but
right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a blockbuster month for any place.
Yeah.
I just feel bad.
Oh my gosh. I know, it's really bizarre, and I'm sure that you can relate to this, obviously, as most of the people who are listening in the bar and restaurant industry are, but December is always such a crazy, wild, busy month, and you're bringing in money and you're just working all these parties, and it's crazy. And so last month, just kind of sitting around, we're both laid off. I mean, we're not working right now. It was so bizarre. And I just kind of like, we didn't know what to do with ourselves. It was just so weird.
Do you both work in restaurants? Remind me.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Where were you working last?
I actually moved to Tacoma from Seattle a couple years ago. Yeah.
That's where I grew up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, my sweetie and I bought a house in Proctor District, and I was commuting for like about a year up to Seattle, but then got a job. I'm AGM and bar manager at Ryan House down here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
I went to Stadium High School, so that's like right down the street.
Yeah, totally.
I having like knowing what that building looked like and what it was before and what they did to it is it's fucking mind-boggling.
It's wild. Yeah.
Those guys are beasts to pull that off. It's huge.
Yeah. It's massive.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, and that place, man, I mean, especially like during December, it is. Yeah. I mean, September, October, November, December, it's a madhouse. And I mean, it's fun, but
I'm sure you could speak to the fact that like in Tacoma, the drinking in Tacoma is so fundamental to living there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like there are more distractions in Seattle. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say that really does look like a North End attic you're in right now.
That's where she is.
Yeah.
I've known a few. Yeah, I actually grew up at. You said you're in Proctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up at North 19th and Puget Sound.
Oh,
so
okay.
right over by north side of UPS.
Yeah.
So my ex-boyfriend lives out there.
Nice.
It's really cool. I mean,
Tacoma's great.
I really, really like it down here, and I kind of didn't for a while. I hadn't spent any time really down here before we found the house, and I just fell in love with this place. Like, we bought it. My dude didn't even see it before we bought it.
Really?
It was like so crazy. Yeah, I was like, I love this house. The neighborhood's rad, whatever. And so it all just kind of worked out nicely, and I really like it down here. I think it's a really cool place for sure.
What are your cross streets down there?
So I'm at 27th and Mullen. So it's right
like on the far side of Mason.
Yeah, it's like kind of just like up this way and that way from Proctor.
That's a nice neighborhood. Yeah, it's
super nice. Yeah, just
the first house I was born at 42nd and Mullen.
Okay.
And we keep it tight.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could live there again anytime soon, but I do really love visiting Tacoma.
Yeah, it's a different thing for sure. I mean, it's a lot slower of a lifestyle than I was used to from living in the city forever.
What's your favorite dive bar down there?
Oh my god, it's really weird because I'm like
she never got a chance.
Out. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
What am I saying? Yeah.
I was working I worked very full time. I have 2 out of 3 management positions at my restaurant, and so I was working a shitload. And I also kind of had this thing where I this might be really silly, but a lot of our staff was super young, and so I refused to go out drinking with them. So I would always just be like, whatever, I'm gonna go home and open a bottle of wine after work instead of out to the bar with them. But there's
you want to go to 6th Avenue.
Yeah, totally.
The Swiss.
No.
Do people still? I mean, my dad went to the Swiss when he was in his 20s. That place has been there for so long.
Yeah.
Okay, so they just officially closed for good.
Get the fuck out of here.
I wish I could.
I thought they owned the building. Oh my God.
I read the article. It's been, it was probably a couple months ago that I read the article that interviewed the owners and stuff about it. Yeah. So I'm not sure of the exact details, but they had to throw in the towel, and they were saying it was COVID related, and
yeah.
That's a shame. That's a big space though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably It's not as big as Rhine House, but it's still really big.
Totally.
Yeah.
Nothing's as big as Rhine House.
Maybe the first time I went into Rhine House, I knew it was big, but I saw the capacity sign. I was like,
yeah,
it was like 550.
Yeah.
550.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's funny too, because when we were allowed a certain capacity over the summer, we opened up for dine-in for a while. We were very, very cautious about it, just because
you have the space. Yeah, it went down to 350.
Yeah, we were like, if we put that many people in this place, it would be a madhouse. Like, what?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it would be a petri dish.
Totally. Yeah.
bad.
So people were just like, what are you guys doing? You can fit people there. We're like, absolutely not.
I'm actually on the advisory board for Seattle Restaurant United. You just remind me. I think Rich Fox actually was on the call today.
Yeah.
That I missed.
Well, you were preparing heavily for this interview here, I'm sure.
Yeah. I was drying out.
Yeah. He's a rad dude. I'm very lucky to work under such a cool guy for sure.
He seems like somebody you could learn a lot from a management perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah, good dude great. For sure.
He is well respected, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so let's rewind, because we were having a little kind of one of our business meetings yesterday, and we were thinking about kind of what we wanted to talk to you about. And we wanted to kind of start by figuring out what your first job in the restaurant industry was.
Ooh, it was in Tacoma. It was the lobster shop on Ruston Way.
Awesome. Oh, it's still there.
I know. Yeah. It's actually it's nicer than it's ever been at this
really
point. Yeah,
I haven't ever gone in. I do love me some lobster, but I can't say I've made it in there.
Yeah, it's like one of those places that I'll go once. I'll take my mom there like once every 5 years.
Yeah,
and it's fun because my mom got me the job there.
Okay.
She was a teacher, and in the summer, but she was always such a hustler. She had worked in restaurants. She went back to teach, or she went back to school at like, I don't know, 33 years old. Started teaching elementary school like 35, but didn't give up the restaurants. So she still worked in the summers as a server at the lobster shop.
No way.
Got me a job there when I was 17.
Were you a busser?
I bussed tables, and then I was made a host. A host and a busser. Yeah, it was a job, but it was fun. Like, and then I had to take. I mean, it was considerably more auspicious than my first job in Seattle, which was bussing tables at Cucina.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
on Lake Washington. So it was definitely a step down. But when I was, I'd make like $100 a night bussing tables, and I thought I was loaded.
Oh, you were.
I mean, that's great.
This is in like 1999 or 2000. This is a long time ago, but
so you were making bank.
Yeah,
I was making bank. Yeah. It was,
How much free fettuccine Alfredo did you eat when you were a busser at Cucina?
Oh my God, 0, because I was going through a vegan phase at the time.
Oh, fair. Okay.
So, but what I did eat, I ate so much free bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bread and just like the marinara sauce, and everybody thought I was crazy because that's all I ate. And I was like, because I was one of those vegans who ate like French fries and bread, as opposed to people who actually like know how to eat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, it did not last long.
Yeah. Well, your little heart was in it, and that's what counts.
Yeah. I was trying. I was giving it a good go back in college for all of like. Maybe 6 or 8 months.
Yeah.
Nice.
A lot of animals were saved in that time. That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to say, I was a busser at Anthony's when I was a teenager, and so I ate like the things of Anthony's bread. It was
so much.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I worked at Elliott's later on in life, and I was like an expediter and a busser there. I was probably like 23.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing where like you were allowed to eat as much chowder and bread as you wanted. but you couldn't touch anything else.
Yeah, and then they're curious why people
literally,
are just...
there were some of us who like worked like 6 days a week and pretty much existed on chowder and bread for like a full summer.
Oh yeah,
disgusting.
My first job, I just ate the soup of the day in little cups all the time. Every time I just sneak in the kitchen and get a little cup of soup.
Oh yeah.
And where did you work?
This was my first job. Was like it doesn't exist anymore. It was a restaurant on a golf course in Tukwila called Gordy's.
Gordy's. Mm-hmm. I feel like, was there a Gordy's in like? Was it the same Gordy's people from North Bend?
Yeah.
Oh.
I knew their son. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, shall remain nameless.
I can't remember. I can't remember the. Yeah, I can't remember. I was like,
throw anybody under the bus.
I was like 15, you know.
Yeah, I just hadn't thought about the name of that place for God knows how long. I could have never recalled it without your help.
Here I am.
You're welcome.
With the assist.
Yeah. If you have one takeaway from this podcast
experience. In Tukwila.
Yeah.
Was it a barbecue place?
I think they kind of tried that, but it was just like a general American food.
Just got it.
Yeah.
Burgers and sandwiches and things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what should always be on a golf course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or like you should be able to get like a baked potato or something. I don't know.
There was definitely baked potatoes. Yeah.
Do all golf courses have restaurants? I obviously I'm not a golfer.
I don't know. Me either.
I'm gonna go with yes.
I live across the street from Inner Bay. So like almost where the Whole Foods is in Queen Anne.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're right down the street, but I still have yet to go to the driving range or the 9-hole par 3 over there.
I've done it. I got a hole-in-one and won the rest of the night drinks for free with my group of friends. It was like, if anybody can get a hole-in-one in this the little putt-putt thing.
Awesome.
At Inner Bay. Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
That's
great.
I'm massively drunk. Blacked out.
Of course. Yeah. Blacked out on like mind erasers and Bud Light.
Exactly. Yeah, totally.
I don't know what they serve at a golf course, but that sounds.
They sell like Mike's Hard Lemonade and like Twisted Tea, because you have to like to be able to walk around. It has to be like a shitty can of whatever and beer.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Just side note, one of many digressions. Did you see that TikTok video where the guy hit the other guy with the Twisted Tea?
No, but we're gonna need to see it.
His hashtag is like, or his like Instagram handle is like TKO guy now. It's like,
love it.
The guy's like he branded himself. He's just some dude.
Good for him.
There was some just trashy white dude at like a 7-Eleven talking way too much shit, and this dude just smacked him across the face with a 24-ounce can of Twisted Tea.
Yeah. Does it come in a smaller can? I don't think so.
I hope.
I don't think it could. No.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now.
Yeah, right.
As a bludgeon. Yeah, but you definitely should take a note or take a.
Okay. Yeah, we'll look it up and we'll post it.
That up.
We'll post it on our Instagram.
It's hilarious. Obviously, somebody younger put me onto it yesterday, but I was like, God, how did I miss that?
Yeah, totally.
Well,
that sounds amazing.
We kind of told you a little bit earlier how we tried to do TikTok for about 24 hours and then couldn't really figure it out and then just ignored it.
We just realized that we're not 20 years old and it's just not in our world.
We
just
can't figure it out.
It seems like way too much work.
Yeah, like normal Instagram is hard enough for us. So
yeah.
I'm just going to pass.
How do I put the stars on there? Never mind.
I know.
Yeah.
I got very excited the other day when Renee and I were recording about a week ago, and I figured out that there were filters on Zoom. So I made it so there was a little snowy village under me, and I was so proud of myself.
Wow.
She showed up into the room, and I was like,
which is great because this is a podcast, so no one sees that. It's the useless pieces of technology that we really latch onto,
Yeah.
You just reminded me, somebody told me when Zoom, 8-9 months ago when we first started talking to each other via Zoom, somebody's like, oh, you can add a background. I'm like, oh, okay, how do you do that? And he tells me just download a picture of something and then hit this button. So naturally, my first inclination was German sex dungeon.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna liven any Zoom meeting.
I can really the background right now.
Parents. Yeah.
Just really keep your meeting mates on their toes, you know. Just have them guessing what's really going on over there.
It's I promise not much. It's the most boring sex dungeon you've ever been to.
Yeah, so speaking of boring and COVID, like what's this been like for you? You opened a new restaurant. So let's gear into that.
So Roquette was open for like 8.5 months until we had to close it. So now it's been closed longer than it's been open.
Oh man.
Just like, what the fuck? Yeah. And we have since had a child. And
very exciting.
Right back to back of the closure and then a baby.
So you had two babies.
No rest for the wicked.
Yeah.
Two babies in like 2 years, less than a year and a half.
Right.
So, incidentally, this is probably too much information, but why not?
Bring it on.
We actually, the one day the boy was conceived the day before we opened the bar.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it.
That math works out. Yes.
Yes, exactly. That does.
Yeah, so if you think about it, a week after. Okay, yeah, I did that.
Yep. There you go.
But it's been strange. So like, you know, most of my existence is just kind of like trying to figure out how to, you know, keep this lovely young child alive, and then also keep the bar alive.
Yeah,
right.
You can keep the baby alive.
Yeah, the baby's alive.
Yeah. Where are my priorities? But it's been nuts because it's just like, especially for a place as new as mine with as little like financial track record, we got in just under the wire as far as being able to like get all these loans and grants and things like that. But you know, that's most of my time is basically just looking for money and trying to keep the place just solvent until we can reopen it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I can imagine that would kind of just feel, I mean, especially opening a new place and just being someone who's obviously used to being behind the bar a lot, it's probably just really wild. I mean,
it's stressful for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely some, I don't know, I guess some minor satisfaction to be had in like being able to figure things out and just like problem solving in general and like keeping this thing going. But for the most part, it's, you know, every time you hear about a grant or something, you're like, I gotta get online.
Yeah.
I gotta apply for it right now, because you never know when these things are gonna get exhausted. But you know, at least thankfully there are a lot of helpful people out there.
Yeah.
People, you know, like with my bank, my partners have been really helpful. Like the community has been super helpful.
Awesome.
That's good.
And now we have an all Democrat government again. So
yeah.
I
just feel we do.
Like that, especially with like the Georgia runoffs, I was like, oh my God, thank you so much.
I
think that like we're gonna be able to make it through this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Without, you know, we might have to deal with massive inflation a few years down the line, but at least in the meantime, we're not going to go under. So
no kidding.
Yeah, that's nice.
A stressful year on top of a stressful year. You know, it's just like, oh man.
It really forces you to prioritize, or like to kind of reprioritize. Like
for sure.
What really, you know, what's really the most important thing right now? Is it the baby? Is it just life in general, sanity, the business? Who knows? But
yeah,
the kid's big, so that's good.
Hey, gotta love a big kid.
Oh, he's huge, and he's like not even 10 months and almost walking.
Oh wow.
Oh
yeah. He is an athletic young dude. I don't know where he gets it.
I don't know where he gets it.
Probably his mother's side. Yeah.
Well, that's why you became a bartender and a bar owner. It's fine. Everyone's got their strengths.
Yeah. True. So I don't have to exercise.
No,
Yeah, fuck it.
We don't have to exercise.
No.
You're walking around all night.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally.
15,000 steps and 500 bendovers, and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Who needs exercise?
Absolutely.
Right.
No, I completely agree with you. I had like a cardiologist appointment a couple months ago, and he was like, okay, what's your form of exercise or whatever? I was like, I work in the world's biggest restaurant, and I probably walk more than anyone that you've ever met in that place.
Yeah, have you ever worn like what do they call it, like a pedometer?
Yeah. Well, I feel like
if you have your phone on you,
I was gonna say,
tracks,
does your phone do
Oh,
that?
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
It will do that now. Yeah.
I check my steps all the time because I have been laid off. I think I've worked maybe 4 months of this year. Like I've been, for the most part, it's been brutal for me. I am kind of obsessed with working, so this has been a tough one. But I have gained so much weight over COVID. I'm like fucking dying. Like I went on a run yesterday and I wanted to die. I did some stairs and I was like, I'm not gonna faint. Oxygen. I just everything. All the normals. Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you're on the top of those stairs, it's a little higher.
Yeah, exactly.
I live. We bought a house like in September of 2019 we're like the inner bay side of Queen Anne, but we're in this weird little like cul-de-sac almost. It's just a dead end street, but there's a set of stairs that's like, it goes from 13th up to like 10th, basically, if you take the whole thing, but it's completely vertical. And you probably gain like 250 feet in 3 blocks.
I have run those stairs.
Yeah. So I'm literally right now, I'm looking at them.
Yeah,
and,
nice.
And they're just evil.
They're so hard.
Well, that whole street. I mean, you know how
there's a lot of stairs in that neighborhood.
It's brutal. But like, I was getting a lot of steps in with in this like the end of the summer because I was getting exercise.
Well, same.
I was taking the baby out for like 3 or 4 mile walks every day.
Good for you.
Which is great, but the problem is that like you need to get them on like these nap schedules. And he was just sleeping the whole time, so it was completely throwing him off. And so, since then I probably gained like 10 pounds.
Oh, thanks for the moral support, little one.
Yeah, I know. So is he.
He
tells me it's good weight.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
So, not to pry, but are you or have you both been on unemployment this year?
Yeah.
For the first time in my life, yeah.
How was that experience?
Well, we've both had very different experiences, which is kind of interesting. Mine's been extremely easy, no problems. Even I was on for a couple months and then was off for several months, and then just since the newest shutdown, I've been on again, no problems, nothing. But Renee's experience has been much different.
Yeah, it's been impossible. I can't even log in. Like I've tried to get in contact with them, and it's impossible. Like I didn't get money for I think the first 2.5 months I didn't get a single dollar. And then I got a big chunk of money, but it wasn't everything. And then I went back to work for a little while, and then I got laid off again. And then I haven't been able to get it going up and going. And it's like I lose steam. It's like, fuck, I don't want to, this feels like a never ending like problem that I'm going to find the solution to. So
it sounds like you've been kind of caught with it, like each wave of everybody going back and trying to claim again. And then you're just like fighting uphill. Yeah.
It's like a technical issue with the people. It's not even an unemployment issue. I'm not even getting denied. I literally can't even get into it. Like they keeps like
weird
bumping me out completely, and then it says that my account's suspended. Like it just makes no sense, and I can't get through to anybody. It's whatever. I lose steam on it, and then I'll go like 2 weeks, and I'll just be like, I can't. I don't even fucking care, and then I'll try again, and then
it's a struggle. They didn't even as an owner, when I first set the company up with my CPA, what I didn't realize when they were asking me if there's some like special election that you have to add, like if you're like an owner operator, and you're logging hours for them to be whatever logged with the state, you have to basically check some box, which I didn't do. So I was going to the state and they're like, yeah, we have records of all the places you worked before, but not Roquette. I'm like, I worked more at Roquette in a week than I have in like the last 3 years anyway.
Yeah.
No
right.
And it
No
turned
way.
out like, yeah, after a lot of frustration, like, I mean, like months, I couldn't figure out what was going on. And finally somebody figured it out. Well, they had that was right around the time they got the PUA into effect, which is like for freelancers and what have you, just like gig people. And it also works for business owners.
Oh.
And so like I've been on that ever since, which has been great. But like, it's like I'm additionally gray because of all of this shit.
Totally.
Oh man. And like it just, I don't know. There are going to be so many PTSD issues.
Dude, no kidding.
The next 5 years.
Totally.
In regard to this, it's crazy. It's so nuts.
I think you're totally right about that. That's a really good point.
It's such a struggle.
It's really crazy. Were your employees were there any issues, or were you able to help them, or no issues?
That was a piece of cake. And I've gone down, I had like, I think 7 when we closed, but 3 people were like 1 or maybe 2 nights a week.
Got it.
They fell off immediately, but I kept my main 2 people.
Yeah.
And fortunately, they have other jobs right now, so I don't have to worry about like replacing my main people right when I have to go back. Like when we
That's
want to
good.
So.
Yeah. Well, you're good. You guys are open kind of right now. Are you doing cocktails to go? No? Okay.
We were, but it's a losing proposition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I mean, we did it right in the beginning when nobody else was doing it. And I figured out a way to get like cocktails delivered via DoorDash.
Oh.
But now, then everybody else figured out how to do it. And then it was like within probably like 3 weeks or a month. And as soon as we said we were doing it, it sent everybody else down the path.
Yeah.
And so, it went from like paying rent to paying, then to actually costing us money. So,
totally.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's,
and you guys don't have food. Like, give our listeners don't know anything, probably don't know anything about, because we have people all over the world, not even from Seattle. So tell us like a little bit about Roquette, how you got there and what it's all about.
Yeah. So I was, Roquette is named for a neighborhood I lived in Paris probably about 15 years ago.
Ooh.
And in the 11th arrondissement. So if you ever go to Paris, you can basically take the metro to Place de Bastille, and then Rue de la Roquette is like one of the streets that goes off. It's actually the one that if you walk directly down it, you'll end up at Père Lachaise, which is the famous cemetery.
Got it.
And so it's, it's funny because that neighborhood at the time, I was working in Belltown at the time before I left for Paris and after.
Yeah.
And it always kind of reminded me because of like, the two remind me of each other because it was very working class, a lot of like just people who lived in the neighborhood, who drank in the neighborhood. There was always like a big influx of, weekend warriors and people coming to hang out and party and then leave.
For sure.
And very diverse as well. And, that was my impetus for the actual name of the place and the vibe. But, it's a cocktail bar. It's a little bit more, how should I say? It's like very spirit focused. So we do kind of more expensive drinks, but it's like we also use like a lot of more expensive spirits, and we have a big back bar, and like it's a very small place. I mean, it's only like 40 seats.
Love it.
And it's really fun. I mean, like aesthetically, it's based on, you're inspired by a lot of places in New York and London that I've been that are just, where space is such a virtue. And, the place is Roquette is only 20 feet wide. So it's really small. It's a postage stamp.
Yeah.
And so it's all about maximizing space. And we wanted like a dark and kind of moody vibe. And basically as cute as possible. So we've got like a gigantic wallpaper mural that my wife actually installed.
Oh, cool.
It's super cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We did it, and we built it ourselves.
Yeah.
We didn't have a ton of money to do it, and we spent a lot of hours in that space for about 6 months.
Okay. Yeah. And, I was gonna say, how long did that take?
It was a women's clothing store. So when we got it, or it had been a women's clothing store, and so, there's like, if I were to open another bar, I would look for a space that had previously been a bar.
Yes, absolutely, totally, yeah, totally.
That's because you realize, you really, had that been a bar before, we would have spent no more than half the money that we did.
Yeah.
But like, they call it in the construction, it's like change of use.
Yeah.
So it goes from being retail to a restaurant space, which is massively expensive and which I knew nothing about, admittedly. So
it's a lot of work.
And it's a lot of fucking dough.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Easily spend in addition, $150,000 that, we wouldn't have had to otherwise. But
right.
Lesson learned, and we love the place, and we're gonna.
You're in a great spot, though. The location's great.
Location's excellent.
So one of my business partners owns Umi.
Oh, cool.
So that's a nice relationship to have.
Delicious, yeah.
And he and I worked together. I worked for him like from 2002 to like 2007.
Okay.
That used to be a nightclub. Umi used to be a nightclub called Bada Lounge.
Huh.
And it was crazy.
Yeah.
I have never in my bartending career made money so quickly.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah, we've worked in nightclubs. We know.
Yep, totally.
Relate.
Where did you work?
We both worked at Havana. That's how we met.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Up there on the hill. Yeah.
Nice.
It's still there.
It sure is.
Yep.
Is it gonna? Do you guys?
We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I don't know how you would.
That place. It's so easy to like turn that over.
Totally.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a long time for clubs to be able to happen. I guess it just depends on the landlord and stuff. I know the beauty school next door left, so there's some empty space. But
wow, they did.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Wasn't it like Jean Juarez or something? Like that?
No, it was the Aveda Institute, and I went there, and that's how I got the job.
Yeah.
No kidding. Because I almost opened. So before I opened Roquette, I was looking at a space. It was about a 3,000. No, it wasn't that big. How big was it? It was about an 1,800 square foot space directly below Lost Lake.
Oh, no shit.
It would have been fucking awesome.
Damn.
The landlord would have only offered me 5 years as a lease, and he was like this super racist old Chinese man.
Oh, really?
Who had a lot of really gnarly things to say about Jewish people.
Oh.
And he was like. And this was like in our opening conversation.
Oh,
great.
This is wild to me because before Lost Lake was there, it was a gay bathhouse forever.
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
When we first looked at that space, like you go down and you're like, oh wow, this could be a really cool like, and then like you go to the back of it and like you could tell where basically bath screens had been pulled out and there were like 6 shower heads right next to each other.
You're like, how do we incorporate the shower heads into the new cocktail bar?
Right.
My partner was like,
tap lines.
We should keep these and make it a thing. I'm like, no way.
I'm on board with your partner. I think that'd be fucking great. I have a story about that. So in the bathhouse days, over 10 years ago, I went to school at the beauty school right there, Aveda, whatever. And it was like fucking 7:30 in the morning, and I was out front smoking a cigarette, getting ready to go in for school. And I was just like, whatever, hanging out. And this dude in nothing but white boxers with like red hearts, like straight up from a movie, only wearing boxers and no shoes, no shirt, no anything. He comes running out of the bathhouse door and is like, can I please use your phone? And I was like, I don't have my phone. I really didn't. I left it inside. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And he was like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, the fucking Cafe Vita's right there. Like, go use their phone. And he was like, oh, and like ran in the rain, ran over to Cafe Vita to use their phone. And then like 15 minutes later, there was a bunch of ambulances and stuff in front of the bathhouse. And I was like,
oh no.
Oh.
So I don't know what the fuck happened there, but
he was running around. From a male perspective, running around in white boxers in the rain does not lend itself to discretion.
No.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that the nice man who needed the medical help
mystery.
got what he needed.
A nice time. Yeah.
I'm sure everyone was having a nice time, and then just like a little heart hiccup or something,
Oh my God.
Well, I was just gonna say, and then so everybody was like kind of grossed out. Like Lost Lake bought the bathhouse, and so we were like, I don't know if I want to eat there. Like it was kind of sketchy, whatever. And then a week before Lost Lake was supposed to open, Anna and I were bartending. It was like early in the night, like probably 9:30. People are just starting to come in, and it was just me and Anna behind the bar, and we just look over and we see flames coming out of the windows at Lost Lake. And so, and they came and they put it out. Basically, like one of the construction dudes put a linseed rag in a bucket, and so it exploded.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it actually wasn't that bad. I think it only put him out I think it was like less than a week from their original opening date. So it actually ended up being okay. But then everybody in the neighborhood was like, I feel better about this. Like fire cleansed it. It's like, it's fine now. We can go to Lost Lake. So.
Just
anyway,
burned all the jizz off the walls.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh God. Yeah, like there was the guy who owned the building was adamant about how well it had been cleaned, and I going into this, I didn't know what it had been. But when I realized it, I'm like, sir, there's no way this will ever be clean enough.
No.
Yeah. I did not realize there was anything downstairs. I assumed it was just storage, but I know there's all these cool basements in Capitol Hill. A lot of people don't know that have never worked in Capitol Hill, that there's just a huge tunnel system, and they've broken it up into like storage spaces and different uses and whatever. But like the downstairs of Bimbo's Cha-Cha is old tunnel system.
Yeah. What about the
Mercury?
Yeah. I mean, I think that they're still rocking and rolling. Well,
I feel
not
like
at the moment, but
yeah,
I feel like that could never go away.
I think that they play by their own rules.
Yeah, because they're like a private club, right?
Yeah, totally.
A private club. Yeah.
I don't know what. Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm going to reach out to Viking Tom and see what he says about it, because he lives there basically.
Yeah, you should find out. That's an interesting place.
Yeah.
It's so very, it's like, I'm glad it is what it is, because I think it's like, I should say glad it's there, because it just represents like this sort of
underbelly of the industry.
Well, it's just kind of like, it's undeniably Seattle, and it's never going away. And
how would you describe this place for those who don't know what we're talking about?
The Mercury?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a private goth bar.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like a goth den.
It's a goth den.
Where no rules apply. Like last time we were there, which granted was probably 2 years ago. We walked in. It was I think it was Viking Tom is a security guard in Capitol Hill that everybody knows, right? Okay. Yeah. So he literally looks like a Viking. That's why we all call him Viking Tom. But it was his birthday, and we went there, and there's everybody is chain smoking, and there's a tiny bar in the corner, and I'm pretty sure people are just out doing coke with no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
Isn't technically the bar is donation only?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
They get away with a lot because it's a private club. So you have to technically be a member or be someone's guest to get in. You can't just walk in as a member of the public.
That's the only thing they're not loose about.
Right.
Yes. Well, they can't. Yeah. Right.
Very true. But if you are in Seattle and have a friend who happens to be a member of the Mercury, we highly suggest you go and have a shot and a nice line of cocaine.
Yep. I was like, was there porn playing? Am I making that up? Or
Probably.
I might be mixing that up with Diesel in my head. That memory. That could have been the same night.
Diesel. Was that the one on 11th?
It's on like
Diesel
14th and Madison.
By Chop Suey?
But it's behind Chop Suey.
Yeah.
Behind. Oh, okay, yeah.
Diesel is a bear bar, gay bear bar.
Yeah. Isn't the Cuff also a gay bear bar? Or
Yeah,
just kind of,
definitely.
Yeah. What about
Yeah.
Pony? Pony's not.
No, ponies
Like seals and otters.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
I mean, you started with the bear thing, so it's like, it's. I mean, if you had to classify, if they had to like categorize, that's I think probably about right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been to all these places probably once, but
I fucking love going to a good gay bear bar. It's my favorite.
She just rips her mask off.
she has huge beard and
Yeah. Oh.
it's so hot under this thing's latex.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
skin suit. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, we are very excited for when these places reopen because we need them and it's part of what makes this city so awesome. And
I know I couldn't agree more, and I think that like when all of this, when everybody feels safe to go out again, you're going to see like an 18-month rager like you've never seen.
Yeah, somebody was like, this fucking tweet was like, I totally understand like all the roaring 1920s because they all just came out of the Spanish flu. What? Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah. So I think we're about to hit just, absolute madness.
20s.
Well, additionally, as soon as you ban alcohol, you're going to, if you engender anything with that degree of taboo, then you can't. Nobody wants it more than they ever did.
No.
Yeah.
So
even just thinking about that makes me want to have
another
another shot of Evan Williams.
Sweet Evan Williams. What is that, corn I taste?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is that? Brown flavoring 25 I taste?
Oh, hey, speaking of, tell me your story, because you have a story about Fortaleza owner.
Oh God, I don't want to get him in trouble. I mean, who could get this guy in trouble? But like,
here's the thing: he's probably not going to hear this.
You know what? You're right.
Fair.
So Guillermo is an incredibly generous guy, and so I was down there. I was in the town of Tequila, and I had been at one of my local like Southern reps, or somebody who worked for Bacardi or Cuervo at the time, hooked us up with like this really cool like personal tour of the Cuervo, like the hacienda, and it was amazing. Like we ended up drinking like, normally I would not drink Cuervo, but we got to drink like tequila straight off the still, like literally shooting out of it. It was like 70% alcohol, and it was delicious. We got to go down to the basement where they, like the cellar where we got to drink all like we got to drink only the best stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm walking back to my hotel, and I'm like, oh yeah, because in Mexico it's called Los Abuelos. It's not called Fortaleza.
Oh.
And
okay, cool.
And I was like,
really?
Los Abuelos.
Does that mean like the grandmas? The grandma?
I think like grandparents or grandfathers.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, Los Abuelos. I know this brand. It's super delicious, and it's like the total opposite of what we just saw. So I go and I'm like about to go in, I'm like, oh, looks like they're closed. And Guillermo is like, he literally opens the door. He's got his dog Choco with him, his little like chocolate lab, and he's like, oh, sorry, we're closed up. Just come back tomorrow. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we're just visiting from Seattle. I'm a bartender. He's like, you're a bartender. And so he's like, come on in. And he like shows us the whole place. And this is the owner of the brand, like the owner of the company.
That's cool.
He's like, he takes us in. He's like, come back to my office. And he opens a bottle of like Añejo, and we drink the whole thing. And he's an animal. And I could drink a lot back then. And he's like, he's at his desk, like his actual desk, and he's showing me pictures. He's on his computer, like, this is a plot. These guys are encroaching on these guys. Like, this is all like the agricultural, like aerial photos. He's like, this is all owned by drug cartels. This is owned by drug cartels. All this shit. And he's like, hey, check this out. And it's like this, obviously a picture of a stripper or a hooker. He's like, this is my girlfriend. I'm like, really? And that happens for a while. Then he's like, hey, you guys want to get some tacos? I'm like, yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. We just killed a bottle of añejo. Yeah, I need a taco.
Yeah.
And so I'm like riding shotgun in his car, which is of course the best idea ever. And my friend was like, in the back was like, hey, Guillermo, don't you need to wear a seatbelt? He's like, the cops would never arrest you. Because you'd have to be passed out drunk behind the wheel to get pulled over in this town. Like, click, click.
Yeah.
And oh, God, he's the funniest dude. He was so wild. And
I want to party with this guy.
Yeah, me too.
Well, for a while, they were doing these events where they would have like all of these bartenders show up in Guadalajara. Well, they'd fly them into Guadalajara and then bust them all out to tequila for like a full weekend of debauchery. And I never went on one of those, but I heard this. They got to be so fun that they had to cancel them.
Yeah,
I believe it.
They couldn't do them anymore. But he's a trip. They make good juice.
Oh my God, I love it.
Religiously, it's expensive now, but really, really delicious. Especially that Blanco. The Blanco is my favorite.
Yeah, me too. I kind of panic when I am running low. Yeah.
Well, if I'll see. Do you have a good source? You're not buying.
Dude, it's at fucking Total Wine now. I didn't know that, and so
much?
$60.
$60 before all the taxes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like 80, right?
Yeah.
Something like that, I'm sure, yeah.
All right. Well, I'll ask the distributor to see if they have what the price is.
Hell yeah.
Well, fuck that. Let's just call
we need
it
a sponsorship from
Yeah.
Guillermo.
Yeah, let's call up Guillermo.
Probably still have his number.
We'll go get some tacos.
Yeah, right?
Come on.
Fuck Evan Williams. We'll do Fortaleza.
Yeah, we don't need you.
Tell him you can buy out the sponsorship.
Yeah.
No contracts necessary.
Yeah, totally.
A gentleman's handshake.
We'll take the sponsorship can literally just be a case of Fortaleza, and I'd be pleased.
We're good.
Easy.
Yeah.
We're easy.
Yeah, for eternity.
Mm-hmm.
We're easy.
It wouldn't take me that long to get through that.
No, unfortunately, me either.
Especially
now. Yeah, really. God damn it.
Well, how excited are you to reopen Roquette? Are you just like itching, or are you just enjoying the time with your family? I mean,
both.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. I'm looking forward to opening it back up, but like, I have no idea what that timeline is going to look like.
Yeah.
No one. Yeah.
I think it's going to go back through the phases that we already dealt with, and
yeah.
So I think it's probably going to be a slow roll back into opening fully. So
yeah,
I'm trying to savor the times, the time we have with the family. So
that's great. Honestly, that's kind of how we've been trying to see it too. Just like enjoy the time and the non-stressy restaurant bar stuff, and just kind of try to enjoy it.
Yeah.
We did prepare a tiny little game as we start to wrap things up here. If you're down, it'll just take about a minute or two.
Yeah, we're good. That's perfect.
So we were kind of imagining that you as a bar owner. Oh, Renee.
I was just gonna say, feel free to take a shot before this if you want to, but you don't have to.
It's a really easy game.
I kind of want to take another one. I'm gonna do one with you. Let's do it. Got it.
I have to drink more, Evan.
For sure.
Right, I'll drink more, Evan.
He just did straight out of the bottle. I'm proud of you, bud. Because we're being quiet. Cheers.
Maybe just started crying.
Oh. Do you need to take a minute, or are you good? We can edit anything out.
Just went downstairs.
Okay, so we are imagining it's several months from now. Herd immunity is definitely a thing. The bars are reopening. You're so excited. Roquette has a line around the block and you're thinking, I mean, we're putting that out in the universe. Don't worry about it. We're thinking you probably have to have some super special, amazing cocktails on your opening night list, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of champagne.
Okay, okay, that's fair.
Like a palate.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to help you come up with some of those really special cocktails for the menu. So we spent minutes scouring the Food Network cocktail section. So we just wanted to throw a couple recipes at you, and you can just, we have like about 4 here. I'll read a couple of them at a time. You can just pick a couple to be on your menu, okay? And I'm going to read these exactly as the Food Network. We love to make fun of Food Network on this podcast.
I'm sensing some derision here.
We're going to read them exactly as they are. Okay, so your first 2 choices, you have to pick one of these cocktails to go on your reopening night menu, okay? The first one is called the Indochine Cocktail. It is, and again, I'm reading these exactly how they're... racist. Yeah. Okay, well, it's going to get better, trust me.
It's going to get so much worse.
Exactly as it's listed on the website. 2 tablespoons grenadine, 2 ounces of Hypnotic, and 2 ounces of mandarin vodka layered in a martini shell in that order. Okay, that's the whole recipe. It's the Indochine Cocktail, 2 tablespoons grenadine, 2 ounces Hypnotic, 2 ounces mandarin vodka. Okay.
Was there a human that was credited with this?
I mean, her name is Sandra Lee.
Oh, there was.
So
Sandy Lee.
Sandra Lee is actually the author of your first 2 recipes. I should have said that already. Okay. I'm so sorry, Sandra Lee from the Food Network.
To thank her in advance.
So the Indochine Cocktail sounds delightful. Grenadine, Hypnotic, and mandarin vodka. So your second choice here, the Moody Blue, which is also by Sandra Lee. And I will read this exactly as the website has it. 1 shot gin, 1 shot sweet vermouth, 2 shots blue curacao, and a splash of orange juice. That's going to be on the rocks with an orange slice garnished to class it up a little bit. Okay. Gin, sweet vermouth, blue curacao splash.
I want to just take a moment to commend Sandra Lee on getting paid for this.
Right?
You know that bitch is super rich too.
No, I bet she got like $300 per recipe. That's usually what it is.
Absolutely.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
It's $300 to $500 per recipe.
Who chooses these?
You get to put one of those cocktails on your menu for your reopening night. What are you choosing?
I definitely the second one of the gin and the sweet vermouth and the blue curacao.
Okay.
And the orange juice.
She loves a blue.
It's like a full 12 ounces.
But I'm gonna put it in like 4 shot glasses.
Yeah.
With a glass of rocks.
Okay. There you go.
And, yeah.
I like it. Okay, good.
You can actually choose what you want to have. Oh, that's so foul.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Okay, so you're choosing the Moody Blue, which is a shot of gin, a shot of sweet vermouth, 2 shots blue curacao, and a splash of orange juice.
Yeah, so technically that's like a 9-ounce cocktail.
Right.
Okay, so now that we have the Moody Blue on your menu, we have 2 more, and again, I'm reading these exactly how they were listed. So, the Black Cat, which was written by Valerie Bertinelli, who I think was like a Weight Watchers spokesperson / maybe she was on a soap opera. I'm not sure. Either way. Okay. The Black Cat starts with 4 ounces of cola, 4 ounces of cranberry juice, 2 ounces cherry brandy, and 2 ounces of vodka. And just for fun, she adds a half teaspoon of Luxardo cherry juice.
Half a teaspoon.
Yeah, just to really kind of give it that special pizzazz.
To really put a dent in everything else in that drink. my
4
God.
ounces cola, 4 ounces cran, 2
Oh my
ounces
God.
cherry brandy, and 2 ounces vodka. I'm gonna just go on record by saying that's the grossest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, oh my God. What was her name?
We have Valerie
I want to email her
Bertinelli.
and thank her. Yeah. This is weird.
Okay, so we did save
Thanks,
the best recipe for last. This is my personal favorite, and it
Okay.
is very. I mean, it's named. Well, it's the perfect name for what it is. It's called the Gatorade Margarita. And this does not have an author. The author is actually just the Food Network Kitchen, because we're guessing the person that created this foul drink didn't want credit
Died.
for it. They did.
Yeah.
Electrolyte poisoning.
Yeah. Or they just didn't want their $300 because they were so embarrassed that they had to create this.
Oh, that's so bad. Okay, hit me.
So here it is. 1 20-ounce bottle of blue Gatorade. 1 cup of thawed limeade concentrate. 1 cup silver tequila. 1/3 cup blue curacao. And you're going to serve that on the rocks. They love a blue drink at the Food Network.
How many servings is it suggested to be?
1.
I mean, I didn't see how many servings. That's just the recipe. And you're totally right. I'm sure that it does have like a suggested whatever, but that is just literally what.
No, let's stick with
recipe is.
1.
Yeah,
is a
it's
single
1.
serving.
Yeah.
Single serving that has a third of a bottle of tequila in it. Let us be reminded that a cup is 8 ounces.
Yeah. Yeah.
8 fluid ounces.
A 3rd cup
Okay,
blue
well
curacao.
that's definitely going on the menu.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be like a punch. It's not a group drink. It's
No.
definitely for one person.
Yep.
And that person has to weigh under 110 pounds.
Well, the only person that's ordering that shit is got to be a freshly 21-year-old. So
Yeah.
you're looking
or
good.
me.
Yeah.
Because if I saw that on the menu, I would definitely order it, but I would haggle the price down.
I love it.
Yeah, how much do you think that bad boy costs?
That's an expensive cocktail.
What would you
right there.
put that? What would you price that at?
$11. That's kind of a lot. I'll give you $6.50.
It's a whole bottle of Gatorade. Whole bottle.
That costs like
Can I get a
$1.50.
discount?
Blue
if I bring my own
Gatorade. Like when you go to shows and you bring a can of food and they give you $1 off.
Yeah, totally.
That's the only thing I miss about working in a nightclub is the funny ass people who would ask for discounts.
Oh,
because
yeah.
they brought their own shit. They're like, hey, let me get a Coke. Like it'll be $8 because you knew that they just had minis in their pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, not happening.
Oh God.
Well, looks like you got the Moody Blue and the Gatorade Margarita. You heard it here first, folks. This is going on the
Gatorade.
menu.
I don't know if you've ever so next time you drive down First Avenue in Belltown, look at Roquette because the facade is bright blue. Like
perfect.
Yeah, so like the drinks it's perfect. Like a lot of blue curacao on that first menu.
Yeah.
And electrolytes.
I'm gonna suggest that you just go ahead and buy a case of blue curacao because you're gonna need it.
And Gatorade.
And Gatorade, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Belltown needs a 7-Eleven.
Well, yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah.
You could probably make that happen. Write a couple letters and talk to Gatorade about your new cocktail.
Oh my God, I should. I should.
Be like, look, I really had this great idea. I'm just trying to make things happen here.
It's Coca-Cola, right? Yeah, they got money to spare.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think they have a little bit.
Make it happen.
They want to get into the game. All right.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay.
Craft cocktail. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say we got some
idea.
good things. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Good things happening here.
Awesome. I'm very excited for you to reopen.
Yeah, we're super excited. We can't wait to come and have a Gatorade Margarita.
Yeah, totally.
At Roquette.
Definitely reach out to me before you plan on coming in. I will both commit to being there and commit to having a Gatorade margarita ready for you.
I love it.
Perfect. We will do that.
2 straws. Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah,
and
we're gonna hold you
we'll
to
document it on our Instagram because we can do that.
He's like, please don't.
I got to get French Gatorade first, but yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Good idea.
That's a great idea.
That's awesome.
Oh, I love it.
Oh
That's
my
too
God. What am
Cool.
I killing myself too?
No, it's perfect. It's going to be great. Don't worry. 2021 it's going to just be like the Wild West. It's fine.
Yep, pretty much.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we are too. Well, we're excited for you. We can't wait to come and check it out. And, you know, we're sending millions of good vibes your way, even though you don't need it.
No. Trust me. I need it all. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I do have to say, though, that when we first scheduled to have this fun little Zoom meeting with you, a few people that we kind of talked to or mentioned or knew, everyone has
said I was a prick.
No, everyone has really, really nice things to say about you. So you have a really wonderful reputation, and also obviously a really great reputation in the bar industry in our lovely city of Seattle and elsewhere, I'm sure. But
it's nice to hear. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone was super stoked and really excited to kind of listen. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It cost me a lot of money to get all those nice things.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
At least it wasn't blowjobs, am I right?
Yeah, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You're right. That's an understatement, yeah.
And then I do also have to tell you, right, I swear we're wrapping this up, but the last thing is we really didn't want for you to hate us right off the bat, so we didn't do this, but I'm gonna just tell you that we, for the last week, have been joking about during this interview on purpose mispronouncing Roquette and coming up with all of these different ways to say it incorrectly and see how long it took for you to correct us. Like we were like Roquette, or
I wanted to go with Roquette.
Roquette.
Yeah. So
Croquette.
Yeah. So
start adding letters.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that this week, so thank you.
Recurt.
We figured you'd be a good sport, but we were like, we probably don't want him to hate us right off the bat.
Yeah.
No, I would have loved that. but thank you for copying to it. I appreciate that.
Yeah. It was the source of we had some good laughs this week anyway.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway.
Yeah, well, thank you for being on. This has been really fun.
Yeah, super fun to talk to you both.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you too. Definitely. We'll have to when the world starts turning again. We'll definitely be in to say hi in person.
We will.
I'll
for
reach
sure.
back out. We're gonna have at least one large shindig.
Oh yeah,
that's great.
I'm gonna get the whole thing sponsored.
Yes.
Right.
And nobody will pay for anything, so I'll let you guys know about that.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Gatorade.
We can cast from it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome.
There you go.
Perfect.
Right. Awesome. Well, thanks
Okay.
for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eric. Have a good one.
This has been
You
fun.
too. Stay
We'll
safe. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, totally.
Take care. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.